Adolescence is a time of fun, friends, and trying out new things. But too often, the symptoms of mental illness are dismissed as normal teenage behavior. The startling statistics reveal that suicide is now the second leading cause of death among 15 to 24-year-olds, and the fourth leading cause of death among children, ages 10 to 14.
Depressive episodes in my life started as far back as I can remember, and started thinking about dying, started thinking about death. Some of the things I remember doing were like romanticizing my funeral and seeing everybody that was going to be there, and how they'd feel so sorry for me that they hadn't got to know me better. And then from there it went on to actual suicide attempts. In high school, I'd taken a lot of sleeping pills, and I'd drank some alcohol, and I thought that if I could just eat the sleeping pills, drink the alcohol, and go to sleep forever, then everything will be all right. My thoughts started racing, and I started having delusions. And the delusions got really scary because I couldn't discern the real from the unreal anymore. I spent 3 weeks in the psych hospital. What it turned out to be was a manic swing, manic depression as my diagnosis, along with some psychotic features, the delusions, that is.
There are a lot of teenagers who get depressed who in a few weeks or a few months are going to be better whether they ever talk to a pastor, a counselor, or anyone. There are a lot of other depressions that need treatment if the person is going to learn from them and move through them. The good thing about it is that almost always that can be done. And so there's really hope in depression. There are very few depressions that we cannot help. One of the strongest helps and strongest supports I find for teenagers, in addition to the close relationships with parents and families and other adults who obviously care and love them, is a strong spiritual faith. I believe that when a teenager begins to grasp that they can be lovingly sought out by God, who created them and created the universe, and who actively involves himself in loving and caring for, immediately finds herself or himself connected with God, connected with the divine, and through that connection feels a greater sense of value and worth, and feels not so alone.
While I was in the depths of my depression, I didn't think that there was any way of getting out of it. I didn't think there was any solution, any answer except for death. That was the only way to end this kind of thing. But like I said earlier, looking back on it at this point, that's probably the furthest thing from the truth, and that suicide's like a totally permanent solution for a very temporary problem.